The session is starting slowly in Austin. It's January 15th, 2025, and these are your headlines. Well, after he was installed Speaker by Democrats and a minority of Republicans, Dustin Burrows is leading the Texas House off to, well, an unhurried start, with the rules debate being scheduled over a week into the session. Now, what does that mean? Essentially, the House rules are one of the first orders of business each session, as lawmakers approve the stipulations over how the chamber will function over the course of the next 140 days. And more attention's been placed on this debate over the rules in recent years due to proposals to ban Democrats from holding chairmanships. In 2021, House members overwhelmingly voted down a proposal to end chairmanships for the minority party. And then last session, 2023, after Republican activists showed up to the Capitol, some of y'all were there, you remember this, then Speaker Dade Phelan didn't even allow a vote on the issue, which has since become a priority of the Republican Party of Texas. Well, during his campaign for the speakership, Dustin Burrows attempted to avoid the issue altogether anytime he was asked. He said the House would have the opportunity to decide for itself whether Democrats should be given chairmanships. He, of course, wouldn't say whether he would appoint Democrats, regardless if the rule was passed. In recent legislative sessions, House members have voted on the rules during the first few days of the session. This time, however, Burrows announced it's his intent to wait until Wednesday, January 22nd. That's next week. The last time the rules were voted on that late was in 2009. It was the first session of former Speaker Joe Straus. The delay sparking concern for two main reasons. First, that any delay early on in the session could lead to conservative priorities being killed at the end of the session. We've seen that happen repeatedly. And secondly, some worry that the additional time is being used right now behind the scenes to collect enough Republican opposition to vote down a rule amendment to ban Democrat chairs. With 62 Democrats in the House, it would only take 14 Republicans to stop any proposal. And for comparison, you had 36 Republicans joining with Democrats yesterday to vote Burrows in as Speaker over the Republican nominee. The House will, however, be taking up the housekeeping resolution tomorrow. While most of the resolution involves logistics like staff pay and office budgets, a proposal to allow the Speaker to appoint an attorney for the House is raising some eyebrows and questions over why that's necessary. Does it violate separation of powers? Well, what's going on here? It comes in the context of last year when the Democrat-led House Criminal Jurisprudence Committee appointed Representative Jeff Leach to represent the House in an effort to stop the execution of convicted child killer Robert Roberson. Well, that was fast. Land Commissioner Don Buckingham's announced the completion of a border wall on the recently acquired ranch along the Rio Grande. It's a 1.5-mile border wall paneling in Starr County. She announced it today. The General Land Office had acquired this 1,400-acre ranch in Starr County back in October of 2024. That's a border county about 100 miles or so away from Laredo. The area, located in U.S. Border Patrol's Rio Grande sector, has seen the highest levels of illegal alien crossings less than 24 hours after purchasing the property. Commissioner Buckingham signed a memorandum of agreement with the Texas Facilities Commission to begin construction of a border wall. Now, on top of the border paneling, Buckingham has revealed that TFC is in the process of installing security cameras, lighting, and a motorized gate to allow law enforcement to patrol the property. Commissioner Buckingham says that her office will continue playing a role in protecting Texans at the border.
America is at a crossroads. Now, more than ever, Texas must step up and lead the country. We don't have time to mess around. The only way to save America is with a strong Texas. You and I know this, but so do the enemies of life and liberty. Therefore, you and I have no choice but to stand up and fight. I'm Sarah Gonzalez, and to the enemies of liberty, I say, come and take it.
And some news you might have missed yesterday as the session kicked off. The Texas Senate unanimously selected Republican Senator Brandon Creighton of Conroe to serve as president pro tempore during the first day of the legislative session. While largely an honorary position, the president pro tem assumes the role of lieutenant governor in any case of absence or temporary disability. They also assume the role of acting governor if both the governor and lieutenant governor are out of state. Essentially, they're third in line for the governorship. Senator Creighton was sworn in on the Bible his grandmother's grandfather was sworn in on when he represented the same district in the Texas Senate over 120 years ago. Another Creighton ancestor, Martin Palmer, was a signatory, by the way, of the Texas Declaration of Independence. Well, Senator Creighton has led the Education Committee and the Subcommittee on Higher Education last session, presided over a critical hearing that questioned the presidents of Texas A&M and the University of Texas at Austin over diversity, equity, and inclusion programs at their institutions. For more of today's stories, go to texasscorecard.com.